And we are back. Welcome to what is going to be my final predictions video for the FA Cup third round. Today we're going to be covering all of the remaining fixtures for both today and tomorrow. 9 fixtures in total. It's been a great third round so far. The biggest result so far, of course, that incredible win for Maidstone over Stevenage yesterday. And National League South side will be making its way into the FA Cup fourth round. A great achievement for them. Sadly, something I did not predict. However, so far, my predictions have gone relatively well. I think I'm on something like 18 or 19 out of 24. So we've not done too badly so far in these predictions. So hopefully we can finish off strongly as well. And if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video if you've enjoyed these predictions, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We will, of course, be bringing you the EFL Cup semi-final predictions before we return to our usual Premier League predictions next week. And we also start doing our African Cup of Nations and our Asia Cup predictions as well. Let's get straight in to all of those remaining third round FA Cup ties. And we start off with the early kickoffs today, which start off with one of my family clubs, Dave's club behind me right here. It is Luton Town taking on Bolton Wanderers. And immediately, I definitely think there are grounds for an upset here. Luton, of course, struggling near the bottom of the Premier League. Bolton absolutely flying at the top of League One. They are second at the moment, but have 2 games in hand, which would see them go to the top of the league if they won. I think even just one of those games. So really, as always with the FA Cup, it comes down to what sort of sides are these teams going to put out. I think Bolton will go full strength. As a partial Luton Town fan, I hope that Luton go full strength. I think they're going to need to if they're going to get a result today. I still think Luton should just about come out on top. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for them. But it's that old football cliche. I think whichever side ends up scoring first will probably end up going on to win this one. Watch this space. Next up, it is Manchester City taking on Huddersfield. And unfortunately for Huddersfield, we all know what Manchester City are like in the FA Cup and the League Cup, especially when it's at home. It doesn't really matter what sort of side they put out. If they're playing against lower league opposition, they just tend to blow them away. They're completely ruthless, no matter what side they put out. So unfortunately for Huddersfield, I'm going to go for 6-0 to Manchester City. Obviously, I would love to see Huddersfield get a result here. I just don't see that happening at all. Next up, it is Nottingham Forest taking on Blackpool. 2 sides that are on relatively good form recently. Obviously, Nottingham Forest with those wins against Newcastle and Manchester United in the Premier League recently. Blackpool have started making their way back up their league at the moment. And again, it's a sort of one where if the fixture was the other way round, I think there'd be a lot more grounds to say there's going to be an upset. But I just can't see Blackpool going to Nottingham Forest and getting the result. So with that said, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Forest. The next fixture, however, is where those sort of rules do apply. Peterborough are doing fantastically well themselves in League One. Leeds, to be fair, doing very well in the Championship. So both sides are going to have mixed priorities about this game. Both sides would potentially want to rest players, given how well they're doing in their respective leagues. However, both sides will probably fancy themselves to win this game. So I think there's going to be an open game. Both sides tend to have very high-scoring matches. So I am going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. Speaking of high-scoring matches, our next game sees Shrewsbury taking on Wrexham. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, no team has had more goals in matches than Wrexham so far this season. Every single game they seem to play, the results are like 5-2, 4-3, this, that, and the other. And I don't expect anything differently today. However, I don't think they're going to go to Shrewsbury and win. I saw that Wrexham are actually the favourites to win this game. Wrexham are in the division below Shrewsbury, and Shrewsbury are at home. I know they've spent a lot of money on getting better quality players in Wrexham, but I would still expect a higher division team to be the favourites at home. Like I say, I can see this being a very high-scoring game. I'm going to go 4-2 to Shrewsbury, but genuinely, I just think anything could happen in this game, but we shall see. Next up, it is West Brom taking on yet another National League side. It is Aldershot Town travelling to West Bromwich this time around. And look, I know we saw the big upset yesterday with Maidstone beating Stevenage, but again, with this being the other way round, Aldershot being the away side, I just don't see it happening. West Brom are a pretty consistent team at the moment in the Championship. I think we all expect West Brom to get the win. I'm going to go for a 4-1 win to West Brom in this one. Next one I think is a little bit more interesting again, though. We have West Ham taking on Bristol City. West Ham, of course, 6th in the Premier League at the moment, but they do tend to make wholesale changes when it comes to the cup competitions. David Moyes is very good at rotating his squad when it comes to these sort of things, and obviously they've now lost the likes of Kudus and potentially Paqueta to injury as well. So Kudus has gone to the African Cup of Nations. They're going to be missing a couple of other players as well. But like I say, I can see a full rotation from David Moyes. I don't think it'll change their approach to this game. Bristol City can be good on their day, but realistically, they don't tend to score that many goals. West Ham are usually very solid at home. So I'm just going to go for a very casual 1-0 win to West Ham. Next up is what obviously most people are considering the main event of this FA Cup third round. It is Arsenal taking on Liverpool in the late kickoff today. Massive, massive game for both sides. A repeat of a fixture that we saw a couple of weeks ago in the Premier League, but obviously teams reversed. I went for a 2-1 win to Arsenal at Anfield. That obviously did not pan out. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Arsenal again, though. I think, again, you can see both sides making a few changes for this one. Who knows? Potentially not. But given the gravity of the fixture, maybe the two sides will play their strongest team. But Jurgen Klopp, particularly in cup competitions, tends to rest certain key players. Expect the goalkeepers to change, of course, as well. I think really Arsenal need to capitalise on this. Liverpool, of course, do have that EFL Cup semi-final coming up in midweek as well. So a lot of things in favour of Arsenal, I reckon, going into this game. So I'm going to give it to Arsenal, but we shall see. Liverpool, of course, on their day, more than capable of beating Arsenal home or away. But again, of course, no Mo Salah as well. Finally, then, we have the Monday night football between Wigan and Manchester United, my club, of course. And I mean, it's a worrying time when, as a Manchester United fan, you're going into an FA Cup third round tie away to a mid-table League One side, and you can't say with absolute confidence that you're going to win this game. Like, this is dodgy, especially given Manchester United's away record so far this season, over the last couple of seasons, to be fair with you. I have to sit here right now and say, if Manchester United don't win away at Wigan, it is another absolute humiliation. So I have to go for a Manchester United win as a Manchester United fan, because I wouldn't feel like I'm a proper Manchester United fan if I didn't say we're going to win away at League One Wigan. So I'm going to go for 2-0 to Manchester United, but genuinely, I am very concerned that we're not going to win this game. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we do win away at Wigan. If not, tomorrow's reaction video is going to be a very interesting one, but we shall see. Those are all of my remaining predictions for this FA Cup third round. Thank you very much for watching these few videos over the last couple of days. I will catch you tomorrow with that post-match reaction to the Wigan-Manchester United game. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. I will see you tomorrow.